Used to be top secret like a silent temple, but now I'm off the river and slowly full of that ripple. I'm watching it dangle like a past participle. Mix my ripple with mo for sham pipple. Taking spring water hits us a mid-pine thistle. That good green that'll wet your whistle. Hey, smoke out food, don't be pulling your pistol. And get your girl hit with my master struck missile. See chewing out the frame like a brand new pistol. Stroke a jawbone down to the marrow and gristle. Full facial blow bubbles and rub it on your pimple. She left the hotel smelling like a sack of hot crystals and pistol smoke. And it's one for broke. Then I put it in her throat and she burped and choked. Should've told you how chunky it was. Go and get your girlfriend so she can help you out. Scream it out now. It ain't easy, man. Claim fame. Oh God, put me in the game. I'll be a man amongst boys forever, living life like a grown man. A grown man.
What's up, everybody? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay. Hey, Pop. I was just going over some of the stuff I'm gonna be picking up next week, as far as comics go. Usually, it's been a ritual of mine for quite some time. Where are you going?
Stay with Mommy.
You waiting on Mommy? Come here.
Daddy, you know. Daddy, here.
As y'all can see, the young one loves coming in and being heard. Thank you. But as I was saying, it's become a bit of a ritual of mine to, like, once I pick up my comics, see what's coming out for the next week. Midtown Comics has been a good source that I've been using for years. Excuse me. That I've been using for years to see what comes up, and I usually get together a list so I don't miss anything. Excuse me. Like, all this time, my throat's been fine. As soon as I start up my stream, and I get the coughing fit. But yeah, Midtown Comics has been online has been a really good source. So I usually go there, see some of the stuff that's coming out, and put together a little list of some of the things that I'll be picking up. It's usually in order by company. And I just scroll through. I don't have many things that I get from Dark Horse. DC Comics, Man Who Laughs. Like, looks like number 2 is coming out next week. That's a real big one. But the only Batman related comic that I read is Nightwing. So we're just gonna keep scrolling. Electric Warriors, some Flash, Green Lantern. That's the second print, so we're not worried about that. Hawkman, Heroes in Crisis, number 2. Justice League Dark, volume 2, number 7. Red Hood and Outlaws. Scooby Apocalypse. It doesn't seem like I'm gonna be getting much next week. Superman, Titans. There we go. Titans number 33. I do read that. So I'm scribbling that down right quick. Yeah. Cover A, cover B. Let's see what's going on for Titans. Into the Bleed Part 1. Ravens, okay, they're going to get Raven's soul self back. It's been trapped on Unearth for months, and the team finally figures out a way to return and save their teammate. Not only that, but the formerly fictional fantasy realm holds a crucial key to finally unlocking the mystery of the Source Wall energy, so they may be saving the entire Earth in the process. Only one problem: the Blood Code may have beaten them to it. They've been in this ongoing battle with the Blood Code, the new Blood Code, from used to be Brother Blood, now it's Mother Blood. So, hey, what's going on, Link? Thanks for dropping by. I'm just checking out some of the stuff I'm gonna be picking up next week. Titans number 33. No, Wonder Woman, Goddess Mode, House of Whispers, good. I hear is good. And then their trades. Dynamite Entertainment. I don't pick up anything from them. Oh, I appreciate you lurking. Dynamite Entertainment. Don't pick up anything from them. So we're gonna scroll through that. Byron James Bond. And then we get to IDW. I used to read Ninja Turtles from IDW, but I'm a collectionist. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So I started at like issue 45. I'm gonna say after Donnie got his shell broken, and I just knew I wasn't gonna be able to go back and pick up. Find 44 issues. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder in Hell. Abandon all hope, Shredder returns as brand new miniseries. Roku Saki's death is just beginning its journey through the depths of unknown proves to be anything but a divine comedy. How much of Shredder's soul will remain after he's faced the horrors of hell? Fair. To enter the world of Timothy is both right. Okay. So this miniseries is about Shredder in Hell. The Supers, trade paperback. Alright, Image. The Indies, Independence. I've been picking up more and more Independence, so. Burnout, Days of Hate, Deadly Class, Evolution. Oh, Isola number 6. Yes. That's been a favorite of mine. I think it's late. It's been on a bit of a hiatus. Includes Isola prologue and bonus material one shot. Oh, sweet. Cover A, cover B. What's cover B look like? Alwyn has returned from the land of the dead, but did she return alone? The journey to Isola continues, now bi-monthly. Carl Kerschel's an artist, one of my favorites. Brendan Fletcher. He tells a good story. He really gives Carl Kerschel a bit of room to do what he has to do as far as art goes. I never read After They Almost Killed Donnie. That was rough for me to even. I've been collecting the trades because the oldest Padawan got into it, Link. So if you wanted to borrow them and get through them, just let me know. I mean, we can get through it together. Middle West. Wicked and the Divine. Alright, so let's get to some Marvel. Amazing Spidey. No, here we go. Black Panther number 8. And Black Widow. Nope. Conan. Looks like Marvel got Conan back. Defenders. Fantastic Four, number 6. So Fantastic Four has been pretty hot lately. They just made the announcement about the Spider-Man PS4 game possibly getting some Fantastic Four DLC or Fantastic Four related DLC. And they just came back to the Marvel Universe. And then more talks about them joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe ever since, Disney bought the rights to some of Fox's properties. However, it doesn't look like I'm getting much Marvel either. Man Without Fear. Marvel Comics presents. Miles Morales Spider-Man #1, but that's the second print, so we're not picking up. Return of Wolverine. I think I'm gonna skip that one. Return of Wolverine #4. It just seemed like it's been so drawn out. I mean, they had the 4 miniseries of teams looking for Wolverine, and now they're having Return of Wolverine. I mean, he's already back now. So an actual good FF movie maybe before I die. I wouldn't hold your breath, Link. I think the first Fantastic Four movie is gonna be as good as it gets. Star Wars: Age of Republic. Uncanny Volume 10. I mean, if you've probably heard me say before and continue to say how huge of an X-Men fan that I am. Let's see. From the Age of Apocalypse to the end of the X-Men and the dawn of the Age of X-Men. So this is supposed to lead into Age of X-Men. I think they're trying to recapture the Age of Apocalypse because they've been mentioning it a lot, and they've even made a trip there in the previous issues. Each version with the rubber suit. The one that was never released in theaters. Yep, that very exact one. That's as good as it's gonna get. So Uncanny X-Men #10. Venom Champions, and then we have trade paperbacks. Alright, independent comics. Some of these are hit or miss for me at grabbing my attention. I was reading Delic a long time ago, but I kind of lost interest in it. So I haven't picked it back up since. Cover B looks interesting. See, we fixed the Fantastic Four moves everyone. That's right. Yeah. Lost interest. So let's see what else we have. Firefly #3. I know a lot of people are excited about that. Not me. Infinity. So yeah, it doesn't look like I'm gonna be picking up much next week. I'll be grabbing Titans, Isola #6, Black Panther #8, Uncanny X-Men #10. Might anyone from Power Rangers? Did I miss anything? No, doesn't look like it. Some action figures. Oh my goodness. Pint-sized Fortnite heroes. Yeah, that is Superman for All Seasons on the other sidebars. But it's just their sale that's going on at Midtown. Which, speaking of Midtown, I gotta make it up there. That's cross that off my bucket list. It's supposed to be the mecca of all comic book stores. Yeah, it did, but Grant Morrison tends to what's the best way to put this? Go off the rails. Oh, hey, look at that. A whole new world. That's a cool little pop, if I do say so myself. Aladdin was one of my favorite movies. I'm not ashamed to say it. Dang, that's a lot of pops. We're gonna scroll through these right quick. Books. No books. Fiction. No. Non-fiction. For young readers. Some bobbleheads, which aka pops. Miscellaneous. We got the Legacy Blade Blaster. Oh, and the Dragon Dagger too. Oh, look at Saba. Oh, Captain America pops making their way in. Oh, that's a pen topper. Goose the cat. Some miscellaneous items here. Falcon Zord. The Morpher. Red Ranger Morpher. What are these plushies? Oh, Monster Hunter plushies. Some Doctor Who plushies. Games and playing cards. Some manga. No. I dabble in a little bit of everything, but no manga that's coming out. I'm reading Boruto right now. A few statues. Oh, these are cool. I really like that. Be our guest, be our guest. And Genie. T-shirts and apparel. Saga, Pickle Rick, keychain. Yeah, the manga is completely different. I don't think they waited like Naruto did. Boruto, the manga is. I mean, a lot of the characters that are in the anime aren't even in the book yet. So, like, the whole. I don't know if you watched it all the way through with the class president. That's the chick with the purple hair. She wasn't even in the Boruto manga. I mean, it pretty much kicks off. The Boruto manga pretty much kicks off where the movie starts at. So, and the movie is outweighs where the manga is, or the anime. I'm sorry. I think I've had this T-shirt before. It's a nice little shirt. Special Michael Turner, another one of my favorite artists, and Harley Quinn. It's Overwatch. Let's look this. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a slow drag too. The village hidden in the mist. I mean, and I hate to say it, but a lot of the episodes seem like filler. After you've read the manga, because it's gone on off to its own track pretty much. So let's see what we got. So I don't have a ton of stuff coming out next week, but let's put some of this stuff away and hop into what we're reading tonight. Let's see if I click the right button. Hold on. Boom! Got him. Yeah, he is a shiny little butthole. I'm not gonna lie to you. Boruto is a brat, pretty much. He thinks he doesn't understand the point of his dad having to protect the village and not just be his dad. And that annoyed me for the longest time. I mean, really annoyed me. But then again, it also shows that Naruto wanted to be Hokage, didn't get to like everything. Well, it wasn't everything that he thought it was going to be. Mostly a whole bunch of crap ton of paperwork is what he has to do. But when the anime catches up to the movie, then you really start to see a different side of Boruto, because at that point, because in the movie, like I said, the movie far exceeds the anime as far as the quality and the storytelling, because Boruto actually see the power that his father has. I don't want to give you any spoilers, but Sasuke ends up coming back to the village for a time because a new threat is on the horizon. And Boruto is like, oh, I've heard about Sasuke. This is the guy who's the only person who's been able to stand toe to toe with my dad. So the only way I'm going to get my dad's respect is by kicking his ass. So who better to teach me how to kick my dad's ass is the guy that can stand toe to toe with him. So he wants Sasuke to become his teacher. And there gets to a point in the movie where Boruto is protecting everybody from this threat. Not Naruto, I'm sorry. And Naruto is protecting his son from this threat. And not only his son at the same time, but everyone in the village. And then at that point, Boruto's kind of like, holy crap, my dad has all this power. And Sasuke kind of mentions, he was like, in order to defeat your dad, you don't need to look at, who he is now. You need to look at the journey he had to take to become what he is now. So it kind of made it seem like, Naruto is the person that he is now because he had to go through a lot of pain and suffering, and it built him up. So he talked to him about that, and once the anime catches up to then, you start to see a whole different side of Boruto, and he became a lot more enjoyable after that. But mostly, I was trying to watch it to see more of the character development from some of my other favorite characters, their children, their offspring, and how they've come along. Right, I did get carried away. On to the comic book. All right, this is Birthright. All right, number 35. Birthright is. I picked up the trade because it looked interesting and it blew me away. So immediately after I finished reading the first trade paperback, I went and I bought the second one. And after I read the second trade, I went looking for the third one. And when the third trade wasn't out, I started buying the single issues. I bought all the single issues that I could until I was caught up. And then I was kind of disappointed I didn't have anything to read after that. I haven't felt that way about a comic after a long time. But long story short is, from the cover, this is Mikey. He's been missing for a year. This is his older brother, Brennan. But Mikey got lost in another dimension where time passes differently. So he was only gone for a year, but he's grown. Like in that year, that time passed in a different dimension, he's grown into like a full man. So he finally made his way back to his home world, only to find out that it's a lot of backstory to it. But he finds out that his grandfather is like a sorcerer from the world he was just in, and they've been trying to keep out this ancient evil that doesn't want anything but to conquer both worlds. But some of the magic users got over into our world and have taken over his brother, and is trying to show, because apparently magic runs through their family, and they didn't know that. So they've been trying to turn the brother against brother, and they got to Brennan. So they're and that's kind of where it is now. They're on a search for Brennan and try to bring him back to the light side. Because the first few issues deal with Mikey and why he came back and how he was working with the ancient evil. Everyone was telling him he was supposed to be the one. He's supposed to be the one to save the other world, and the whole time he was over there, the only thing he wanted to do was just go home. So this is Mikey's daughter. He has a daughter with one of the I can't really say creatures, but she was kind of like a Valkyrie, but she had wings. She lost her wings. That's a whole other story. Maybe one day we'll go back and I kind of like flip through some of the older issues just to get everybody caught up like a sit rep. So he was like, I wanted to go to Paris on our honeymoon, but you just had to go to Disney World. So this is Mikey's dad. He was like, you told me you had fun at Disney World. And his mom was like, I did. But look around us, Aaron. It's beautiful. So you know we can. And Mikey's dad's like, you know we conceived Brennan at Disney World. And she's like, yeah. What are you saying? Just what could we get up to? What could we get up to here in Paris? And she's like, not in front of the baby, Aaron. Jeez. And they're split up, by the way, because after Mikey was gone for a year, they kind of fell apart. Of course, losing a child I'm pretty sure, is going to be detrimental in any relationship. But in that year, the police were saying that it was Aaron's fault, Mikey's dad, that he just killed him and left him in the woods. So they were just watching him the whole time. They didn't have enough evidence, but they kept watching him. People were telling Brennan that his dad was a murderer, and when Mikey came back, no one believed that it was really Mikey, except for his dad. Holy wow. It's like, so look at this. They just, bam, come right with it. And so Brennan's like, hi mom, hi dad. He has Mikey, and that's Mikey's girlfriend, until I can't remember her name right now, but she used to have wings. And those are the babies, mommy and daddy. Mommy and daddy. Of course, he's like, Brennan? And she's like, no, 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 no. So he's asking, is that my little niece? He's the baby that Aaron's holding. So Mikey's like, leave her alone. So he's saying, I'll be careful with her little brother, just like I was with you when you were a baby. Gentle hands, right, Dad? He's picking her up. It's like, what's her name? Baby's crying. It's like, meh. It's like, Brennan, son, I don't know what's happened to you, but please give us the baby back. So mom's asking, please. It's like, oh, look, you both are more worried about someone other than me. What a surprise. Baby's still crying. So you ignored me. And here's the thing about it. In order for Brennan to use magic, the sorcerer that was teaching him was telling him he has to tap into his rage. And he kept rejecting it at first. And she was like, rage is the source of all magic. And that's what you need to tap into. So what Brennan tapped into was how his parents were always like looking for Mikey, and he was being ignored. So that's when he tapped into that rage, his body just warped because of all the magic that was going through it. So he's like, you ignored me when Mikey went missing, but even before that, he was your favorite, your little golden child. But that's okay. I'll use all the pain to fuel my magic, to give myself power. So Mikey's like, Brennan, brother, I know this path you are on. He's like, you must let go of your pain before it eats you alive. So he's trying to warn him. He's been through a lot, and I think the other world is called Lore. No, Lore is the king they're trying to defeat. And then it does a little flashback. He's like, trust me. So this is how Mikey knows. It's telling him, I like the way it jumps back and forth. It'll tell, like, the lessons that Mikey learned over in, I gotta remember the name of the damn world. But they went in search of magic to get one of their teachers back. So he's like, this is all my fault. She says, I pushed you. So it's the same thing that is happening to Brennan now happened to this princess in the past, and she was supposed to marry Mikey. So he was like, I pushed you. I was just so desperate for us all to learn magic so we could find Rook. Rook is his teacher that he's looking for. He's like, that I didn't think how dangerous magic was. But no, I didn't. You know, I did this. I wanted to learn magic, but I never should have tried to be more than I am, more than I'm destined to become. No matter what I want in this life, I do not control my own life. There is only the prophecy, only my role as your bride, as you may defeat Lore. Lore is the evil that's taken over the world. He goes, wait, what do you mean? So she says, I don't want to marry you, Mikey. I've been told that I must if I want Lord to be defeated, for our world to be free. I try and I try and I try, but I can't do this anymore. If I've been pretending to like you, I'm sorry. And Mikey's like, that's okay. We can still be friends, right? So she's like, yeah, but you need to promise me to find a different way than magic, a different path than this one. He promises. It's like, good. You can't let magic into your life ever again. You can never, never, never. So he says, so Shauna, never, never. Oh wow, and she warps even more. So she's just screaming, and he's like screaming for her. Mikey, what's? Oh no. So this is the teacher that's telling them that they have to use pain as the magic. This is when Mikey was younger. He's like, the magic is taking hold of your princess, pulling her deeper into her monster form. If someone doesn't help her soon, she will be lost forever. So Mikey's telling them, stop this, help her. So Rook told us to come here to learn magic, and all you've done is make things worse. Why won't you help us? So he tells them, because you are a failure. You are not ready for the dark path that your training requires. Say, if you are to truly learn magic, to save the princess from her curse, to save Rook from the Hex Hellions, to even have a chance of one day defeating Lore, you must embrace how toxic it is. So he's like, by talking about my pain, it's Mikey. Say, magic is pain, but so is Tyrannos. That's the name of the world. Tyrannos. Say, magic is pain, but so is Tyrannos. You can't avoid that. That is the reality of our harsh world. Are you willing to learn? Oh, so Mikey's no. He's like, Mikey, what are you doing? He said, I don't need magic to show him pain. Oh, snap. He said, I've seen the horrors that people will commit for power, for magic, firsthand. The pain it inflicts on people. So Brandon's like, oh, boo-hoo, the chosen one, mom and dad's favorite, had some struggle. Good. And this little girl, your daughter, what pain awaits her future? How would you feel if you were never able to hold her again? Say, Brandon, I haven't held her yet. They've been running around like crazy trying to find Brandon, trying to stop the world from being destroyed, trying to keep Lore from coming over. Because when Mikey, the only way that Mikey's girlfriend was able to cross over was because she was carrying his heir. And fortunately, she may be trapped now after she's had the baby. But he hasn't even had time to hold the baby because he had a type of it is one messed up family. I mean, that may be part of the reason why I like reading it. A family more dysfunctional than than our own. So, but he had a type of magic. I keep saying magic, but it was like a magic infection that Lore cast on him. To I think it was called the Nevermind. They didn't want him holding the baby because it was a type of evil infection, and they wanted to get that out of him first before he could. But then once they got it out of him, they had to go save Brennan. So, hey, Jono, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we're reading Birthright right now. So, for a good reason, he was like, Brennan, I haven't held her yet. He's saying, for good reason, because I let Laura take over my life. He's like, I've been afraid and hated magic for so long. And now I look at you like this, and I know you have become what you are now because of me. So I vowed I would never use magic because I hate it. So just to catch Jono up real quick, recap. This is Mikey. This is Brennan, his younger brother. Or his older brother. This is Brennan. No, Mikey's the younger brother. He's like, but I love you more than I hate magic. Hands of Hakai heal my brother. Oh, shit. This is the first time that Mikey's ever used magic. So this is the sorcerer that's been teaching Brennan, trying to get Brennan to use his pain so he can become a sorcerer. You think I couldn't track you down, Brennan? Wait, when did the chosen one learn magic? I'm sorry, Brennan. You being sorry is too late, too little and too late, Mikey. So mom catches the baby, Maya, that's her name. It's okay. That spell Mikey is using is a healing spell. I didn't know he could do that. So this entire time, Mikey's been walking around as this entire time, Mikey's been walking around saying how much he hates magic and never to use magic, and it seemed like no one knew that he knew how to use magic. The Tyrannos was torture, Brennan. It was a toxic nightmare. But I'm glad I suffered through it instead of you. Even now, I would never wish that upon you. So it looks like Brennan's starting to realize. He's like, what? So he's doing it again, Brennan. Stealing your thunder. Magic should be yours. But here he is again, trying to prove that he is better than you at everything. The God King Lure wanted to use you as a host. But you could be so much more. You could rule this world and Tyrannos. Make Lore and everyone there feel the pain you feel. It's like, or you could let your brother take the magic I gave you. So Callista, that's her name. Brandon's like, Callista, you didn't give me this magic. All you did was kidnap me, force me to relive the parts of my life when I felt the most alone. You used that to make me the worst version of myself. But I must admit, Mikey can hate magic all he wants. Say, but I must admit, you were a good teacher. Good magic teacher, sort of. So now he's turned on his teacher. You don't know what you're giving up. You can end the war, or you could... Shh, Callista. Shh, Callista. It's like, I prefer the quiet. He's like, Brennan tells him to keep away. Dang. Are you going to use your magic on me now, Mikey? Prove how much better you are again. Show that I'm the monster now. It's like, Brennan, please listen to me. Now, you will always be the person I look up to, no matter what form you are in. The hardest part of Tyrannos was that I didn't have you to talk to ask for help. Even now, I want to quit. I want to quit this war, quit everything. But when I got back, you always showed me to never give up. It's like, I know what you did for me, for our family when I was gone. You never quit. You never gave up hope for me. And I will never give up on you or this war. So he's like, I was so mad at you for so long because you weren't there when I needed you. It's like, don't embrace that pain. Share it with me. Talk to me about it and let it out. So it seems like he's getting through to him. There we go. I need help, Mikey. It's like, I'm here for you, brother. Oh. Oh. I'm not crying. You crying. So, and then she's like, we all are here. It's like, Brendan, we're so sorry. So what do we do with the witch? So they realize it's all real. The fantasy world, the monsters. Mikey Rose was telling the truth. This was the FBI agent that was like kind of, or the cop. He was either the cop or the FBI agent. He was coming down after his dad because he really thought that the only thing his dad did was kill his son and then bury the body. So the whole year that Mikey was gone in the other world and growing up in that other world, he was like blaming everything on his dad. Yeah, he does look like Jason Momoa. But actually, this is issue 35, so it's been out for at least 3 years now. Damn, I've been reading this for 3 years. So he's the one that found Mikey when he first came back, and he was this grown-ass man. He's like, Mikey Rose was telling the truth, so now he believes him. It's like, was he? I watched your interrogation tapes. From the day you found him, I think he was telling half-truths, leaving something out. Our hope is to use all of the items we found in Samuel Rhodes' bunker. Samuel Rhodes was Mikey's grandfather, who turned out to be one of the sages from Tyrannos, and Mikey's grandfather, and 3 other sages left Tyrannos and sealed the door behind them so nobody could follow them because they were tired of fighting the war that Mikey got dragged into. Have to leave something else. Our hope is to use all of the items we found in Samuel Rhodes' bunker to explore what we're really up against. What the hell is really going on with? So that alarm is going off. It's like whoop 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 whoop. That's the sound of the police. So he's like, that can't be good. Upper levels have been breached. So after all the crazy things I've seen ever since Mikey Rose came back, who knows what wants to steal this stuff? He said, don't worry, Brooks. There are 100 men between the main interest and us. Yeah, like that's really gonna help. Yeah, there go all your 100 men right there. So we must protect the assets. Scientists, if you can't handle a gun, get to the panic room now. Whatever comes through that door can't get past us. It's like boom, something's tearing down this damn door. Boom. 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 Agent Brooks, Agent Boomer, you've been looking for me. Uh-oh. I think this is Mikey's grandfather, Samuel Rhodes. Oh, there he is. So my family and I are here to talk. Nice. I thought it was going to be his grandfather, but it's him, actually. Oh, this is volume 7. That's when she was kidnapped Brennan and tried to teach her to be a sorcerer. Some previews: Hardcore, Redneck, Evolution, Stellar, The Electric State. So, if you guys like Birthright, you can pick it up. Image Comics by Joshua Williamson and Andre Bresson does the art. Joshua Williamson does the writing. Phenomenal story. I mean, I've enjoyed it. It's one of the things I really look forward to on the week that it comes out, and one of my first reads. Next up, we got Prodigy. So, Prodigy is by Mark Millar. Mark Millar is one of my favorite writers. It seems like everything that Mark Millar has put out, I've picked up and read and really enjoyed. I mean, from Huck to Empress to, and you may know these, to Kick-Ass and Hit Girl. He did those as well. Mark Millar actually did Kingsman. And that's 2 movies, Kingsman and Kingsman and Golden Circle. Those are based off of Mark Millar's properties. He, other than Marvel and DC, he is the only other writer. He's the only other writer who has brokered a deal with a major company, and that's Netflix. A lot of his properties have been brokered to Netflix, so they can make movies and TV shows off of them. The first one was The Magic Order, which I highly recommend, and this one just came out, so it's issue 2, and I believe it's the smartest guy in the world. He's cured everything else, so now he's becoming a secret agent. Alright, so this is Virginia a week ago. Saying invasion from a parallel Earth, Rachel. I don't know who this crazy guy is. It's like I'm brand new to this. as well. Is that like a cabal of? Is that all the same guy? If they're talking parallel Earths, it might be. So you're coming here to seize control, and some of the richest, most powerful people on the planet are helping them, or they're coming to seize control. So I didn't know where else to go. There's so many famous names involved. That's always bad. Him, B.O.B., and Azzarello are him, Brian Michael Bendis, and Azzarello are true. Oh, also Raphael Albuquerque that does the art on this. If you haven't heard of him before, he did a series called American Vampire. Did the art on that. I thoroughly enjoyed that as well. He puts a new spin on the vampire lore, where a new breed of vampire. He introduces new species and new breeds of vampire, and the one vampire that he introduces is they can walk in the daylight, and instead of being allergic to garlic, they're allergic to gold. So this old guy's freaking out. So I just need a friend to talk to, try to get my head around this. So she's like, General, I don't know what to say. It's not that I don't believe you. This is usually when it kicks off. Oh! Shot through the glass. Dude is down. So he's gone. She hits the gas. She's trying to get out of there. So he's asking, had you known the general a long time? She is 12 years, Professor Crane. Served beside him in intelligence support and helped identify ISIS supply lines from Turkey and northern Syria. So Bear Thriftbank was my company mentor and the most solid guy I ever worked with. If this had been anyone else. So he's asking, what's the significance of the criminal library? They so cold. Woo woo. Oh, you mean Albuquerque Lake? I think the only thing I have of his is American Vampire. I'll have to dig those out. If I see a trade, like the first trade, I pick it up and you can flip through that and check it out. Because actually, I think I let Kyle read it. I gave him one. What's the significance of the criminal library? He said there's a scroll with everything we need to know to stop them. An ancient tracing that tells us their entire plan. So she says, I know it sounds crazy, but I also know you specialize in this kind of shit, and I didn't know where else to go. But no, you did the right thing, especially if the world's intelligence services have been compromised. And do you need some kind of formal identification? He's like, no, I've deduced everything from your speech pattern, clothes, body language, and posture agent tracks. So, right off the bat, I kind of feel like Crane lacks a bit of empathy. Like, nothing bothers him, or he doesn't have almost like a sociopathic tendency. He's super dead. You're 32, lost your father as a child, entered the services on your mother's recommendation, and the bruises on your thumbs suggest a large collection of vinyl records. You're an expert pilot, an accomplished sniper, and enjoy master level training in at least 3 martial arts, plus a doctorate in medieval history. So he's just reading her. Let's pray. She's correcting him. She's like, Byzantine, actually. Because either way, you seem like an honest, capable partner for a case like this, and I'm more than happy to be working with you. So he's like, Candace, call ahead, tell Putin's office we'll be with them by midnight. I've got a few calls to make first. So they're at the Castle of Darkness in Belgium, Brotherhood of the Dragon. This kid wakes up and there's other kids and they're crying. Oh wow, that would be creepy to wake up to. So they're asking, is this real life? He's like, what? Says, last thing I remember, we were at a party. They gave us orange juice, but it tasted funny. The woman said we had to drink it all up, and the next thing I remember, we were all in here. Is this a dream? Oh. So these guys walk in, putting chains on the kids, telling them, giving them their marching orders. So this kid's saying, stay with me, you're going to be fine. And I'm thinking, like, okay, who the hell's going to protect you, kid? And they walk in this room, and holy shnikes. It's like a wall with their heads mounted and their mouths sewn shut. Oh. So he's like, don't look at them. It's all just pretend to frighten us. You understand? It's like, okay, I want everyone in groups. So this kid seems pretty bright. I don't know. He may be a plant. I don't know what kid that age would be okay with walking through a hallway with mounted heads sewn shut on the wall. It's like, okay, I want everyone in groups of 5, give them a pack leader, and tell them he or she is the mama or papa tonight. We're going to get started in a few minutes. The hell is going on? That's not creepy. So these kids are freaking out. They're like, shh. He's saying shh. They're asking what's going on. It's like, now the mamas and the papas have got a job to do here, and that's protecting your little cubs. So if you get to the road, you're free to go. Oh shit, they're hunting. They're hunting the kids. So if you get to the road, you're free to go. The rules are always respected in this game. It's like, the dogs are how much of a head start should we give them? Well, it's cold and it's muddy, so they'll not get far. 10 minutes is probably about right. And who's this little asshole? It's like, don't look at him. He's just trying to freak you out. So he's like, okay, go. He fires off 2 shots. Like, pow, pow. The kids take off. So he's like, I see Francis made it along Grand Dragon. So, so it seems. What kind of sick little shits get pleasure out of... Oh, man. So the kids are hightailing it. They trip and fall. They can't keep running. You're going too fast. He's like, get on my back. I can carry you if it helps. He got him in the sights. That's a good boy. Keep it steady. They're only little orphans. Nobody's going to miss them. He fires off one. Oh, hit little dude right in the back. Back of the head. It's like, oh shit. Yeah, I would have said the same thing. So he's like, daddy's turn now. Wow. Hits him. Looks like, is that through the chest or is that the shoulder? Yeah, I guess that's the chest. Because he's like, good shot, Mr. Dashwood. Right through the heart. Like, little bastard didn't know what hit him. Oh, you sick sons of bitches. So this guy's like, I thought you were busy in Australia. Francis, we've come in media. Oh, he's like, I thought you were busy in Australia, Francis. So we've got a media storm to cover up in case you hadn't noticed. It's like, you know me, Dad. I never like to miss the fun. It's like, besides, the media is hardly the problem here, as I'm sure you're well aware of. So I plant 2 flags where the meat went down, gamekeeper. It's like, it's my boy's first hunt, and the night's still young. He's to see, he's taking his kid out on to hunt other kids. So this is in Moscow. Can we really just drop in on a president like this? It's like, Putin's actually in Belarus on a visit to see President Lukashenko. It's one of the reasons our timing is perfect. So she's asking, what do you mean? This is cutting back to Professor Crane and the agent. What was her name again? Oh, it's on my pull list. It's by Mark Millar. Strax, Agent Strax. So Strax and Crane are in Moscow. So he's saying it's a perfect time to drop in because Putin's actually away visiting President Lukashenko. He's like, "What do you mean?" So we're going to be meeting his chief of staff, and that's much less of a diplomatic catastrophe if this all goes wrong. And Strax is asking, "What exactly are you planning to do?" He said, "Wait and see." Ludum is impatient. General Goggle, how wonderful to see you. How are the new reactors working out? So he's saying, your redesign of the safety features has revolutionized the industry, my friend. I understand you're talking to the Indian Prime Minister about overhauling their stock too, and how characteristically generous to be doing it all for free. Yeah, you're probably right, Link. I'm not gonna put it past some of these dick cheeses with money, or rather without money. But yeah, there's some sick people out there, definitely, and I'm sure some of them will probably be hunting children. So now, what do we owe the pleasure? Is this about the Prodigy exhibition you're curating at the Thretyakov next month? I have to brush up on my Russian. Because actually, we're here to break into your secret archives, and I'm afraid I need to knock you out for a few moments. What? What? So he's like talking to the general. He's like, "So what are you here for? Is this about the exhibition you're curating?" He was like, "No, actually, we're gonna break into your secret archives. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to knock you out for a few moments." And he said, "I'm doing this with a ball of chi I learned to build from some Chinese masters. I promise it doesn't hurt, and you won't even remember this conversation." He's like, "Is this some kind of a joke?" Like, pow! Oh shit! Yeah, that's exactly my reaction. She had the same reaction that I did. She's like, "Holy shit!" It's like, boop. It's like, got your nose, boop. It's like, are you nuts? So I told you this would have been tougher with Putin. So they'll take him to the hospital and he'll think he fainted. So that gives us 30 minutes to get a look in their library. I say, what about all the staff? Why is everyone being so helpful? And he says, I paid them all off when we were on our way here. The general could never be bought, but everybody else earns modestly enough. So you've bribed the entire Kremlin? $500 million for 30 minutes? This better be as important as you said. $500 million for 30 minutes. It's like archives are over here. Hey Lamsey Ball, thanks for dropping by. He's like, can you read me a bedtime story? I might start reading bedtime stories. Someone's asking for us to read hentai. I would if Twitch allowed it, so. Thank you, Mr. Smiley. Okay. Mr. Smiley says I have a beautiful voice. I appreciate it. Yes, he's like a black Batman, but richer and more smarter. So she's saying the archives are over here. So we're not going to the archives. We're going to the lost library of the Moscow Tsar. This was built by Ivan the Great and has long been rumored to hold Russia's most secret papers. The room was sealed by Joseph Stalin, and nobody Nobody's been in here in over 8 years. It's like, are you sure it's behind this particular wall, Professor Crane? It's like, well, I've been known to be wrong in the past, but I'm happy to say it's been a while. Now, if you all stand back, please. So he's cracking open his wall. So it's a secret room. It's called the Lost Library of the Moscow Tsars. It was built by Ivan the Great and has long been rumored to hold Russia's most secret papers. The room was sealed by Joseph Stalin, and nobody's been in there in over 8 years. So she's blown away. She's like, wow. So there are books in here from the Library of Alexandria and court documents from the execution of Christ. Oh, whoa. Damn, that's a lot of documents. If this secret tracing is anywhere, it'll be locked in here. Rachel, the only problem being I don't speak Russian. And she's like, are you serious? And he's like, just teasing. My mother taught me Russian between Aramaic and English. So he does have a sense of humor. So he goes, uh-oh. It's like, what's the matter if the scroll's been stolen? It's like, what? So according to this, it went missing before the library was sealed off. That means it could be anywhere and we don't have a lead. What are we going to do? 2 seconds. Holy sh! Is he? He was talking. I was right. He is talking to himself. It's like, hey, what are we looking at? Ancient message hidden from centuries with a secret code that could save the world. How do we find it? So the scroll might be gone, but the tracings were based on age-old carvings that potentially still exist. If we can find the surface they originally came from, we'll find the secret the scrolls were carrying. It's like, but how do we track it down? Pulling in asteroid deflection area of subconscious mind for a little extra help. I say we check the records for where they found it and follow the path back to the source. A search that could cover thousands of years. We say no other options. Is either working our way backwards through history or helping a potentially compromised military prepare against a parallel Earth invasion. Is this agreed? Says, do we have any idea where they found this scroll? According to their logbooks, it was liberated from a Himalayan temple in 1732, where it was under heavy guard. The exact coordinates are right here. It's like, well, if this big secret is really as enormous as you say, they're bound to have a record of it. It's like, Sergey, clear every traffic light between here and the airport, please. Said, I believe there are 96 of them. So she's asking, what now? Snow boots, goggles, ice picks, and crampons. You and I are climbing the Himalayas. So this is in Cape Town, South Africa. I said, Jesus, when you look at this, we're failing our own people, Francis. Thousands of years we've had to prepare, but nothing's getting through without burning to a crisp. So why did this have to happen when I'm Grand Dragon? Why was I in charge when it all went wrong? Well, just luck, I suppose. It's like 50 centuries we've been waiting for our masters. We were given every possible advantage. So it looks like the Order of the Dragon is helping this parallel invasion that's trying to come over. We were given every possible advantage and we're still not keeping our end of the bargain. It's like, and are these the bombs they were going to drop? It's like, aren't they beautiful? They'd burn solid matter from existence if they were reduce entire cities to nothing. I give anything to see them incinerate human flesh. Say, we'll get there, Dad. Just maybe not with you in charge. That's a police officer. Is that a police officer? It's like putting this cigar out on his head. Say, one more failure and your eldest child replaces you. The smug son of a bitch. And he's excited about it, too. Umbrella Academy coming to Netflix. Another Mark Millar Sharky the Bounty Hunter, I have that on reserve too, so best believe we'll be reading that. Of course, Kick Ass and Hit Girl. And next month. And these are some of the other titles that Mark Millar have written. Nemesis is a good one. You mentioned the that Prodigy is kind of like the Black Batman link. Well, Nemesis is what if Batman was a villain? Pretty much. Superior I've read. Super Crooks I've read. Chrononauts, Huck, and Empress I've read. I haven't read any of the Jupiters, like Jupiter Circle, Jupiter Legacy. I have to go back and find those. I hear those are good. Reborn and American Jesus I haven't picked up either in MPH. So that was Prodigy. Mark Millar, Raphael Albuquerque by Image Comics. Samoa, what's up? Time for some water. Just reading some comics. Just finished reading Prodigy and Birthright. Now, I'm about to drop into some Miles Morales Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Can. Hope everyone has seen Into the Spider-Verse. If you haven't, go watch it twice. Phenomenal movie. Oh. Rest in peace, Uncle Stan. Tomorrow's been doing this with all of their comics. The tribute to Uncle Stan. And speaking of that, I didn't read it, but I saw an article today that said that World of Warcraft put like a tribute to Uncle Stan in their game. So that'd be pretty cool. So of course, Miles is going through the struggle that Peter Parker went through, balancing his life in high school with being Spider-Man. Miles is a different type of Spider-Man if you don't know. Of course, he was bitten by the genetically altered spider, but he comes from a parallel universe. So he has the arachnid abilities like Peter Parker, the speed, strength, agility of a spider. You know, he can stick to walls and stuff like that. But Miles also has a bioelectric charge like a sting. And he can camouflage himself almost to the point of invisibility. And, of course, the spider sense. New year at Brooklyn Visions Academy High School is underway. Miles knows his way around, his solid friends and roommates, space to relax at home. Now that both his parents know about his mass extracurricular activities. Yeah. Miles took the other approach instead of hiding his secret. He did it first, and it was really difficult. And so he ended up telling his dad, and found out that his dad was an ex-SHIELD agent that worked with Nick Fury. His dad told him not to tell his mom, and his mom found out and kicked both of them out of the house. Because she thought that Miles was using drugs, and she called her his grandma. That was actually a funny issue. So he ended up like telling his mom, and she was really upset that they both were keeping a secret from her. He's been writing a journal as part of one of his classes, which I think is going to come back to bite him in his butt because he's just saying how he's Spider-Man and everything like that. So he's like, "Hey, journal, it's me again." He's like, "Update. My maybe girlfriend's 10-year-old cousin electrocuted me, and then a supervillain had to babysit me till I woke up." So he's like, Rhino was like, "Get up, kid." Last issue, he was, but also the biggest challenge is this quarter we're going to be keeping a journal for his creative writing course and keeping his content secret. Yep, figuring out where he stands with his friends. or more. Barbara's supposed to be his girlfriend. It's time to think again, as evidenced by his current state of unconsciousness. He got knocked out by Rhino was trying to actually stop this group of kids from stealing something. He thought Rhino was a thief. Found out that his girlfriend's little cousin was. The kids are being brainwashed or something. They didn't have any pupils. So he's like, my 10-year-old cousin, my maybe girlfriend's 10-year-old cousin electrocuted me. Then a supervillain had to babysit me till I woke up. The week's not off to a great start. Yep. So Rhino's asking, is he okay? And he's like, oh man, my head. He's like, thanks for not squashing me while I was knocked out. It's like, you think a big guy like me just lives to punch people, huh? I got no beef with you, Squirt. So, what is this, Rhino? What are you caught up in? He's like, I told you I ain't caught up in nothing. I'm looking for my girl's niece. So, you have a girlfriend? Is it so hard to believe that Rhino has a girlfriend? Rhino like to get down on some Rhino love? They said wife, but not anymore. Okay, so it's his ex-wife. It's like, oh man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean. He was like, okay, Oksana still has family around. I try to look out for them. I can still do that for her at least. It's like her niece is missing. The girl's mom is too messed up on dope to do anything about it. It's okay, well, as long as we're sharing, that kid who zapped us, he's my friend's little cousin. It's like, your friend's little cousin is a supervillain. And it's like, no, he doesn't even have powers. Well, he's not supposed to, as far as I know. So Rhino's thinking something weird's going on. Like, duh. Alright, let's try to figure out where they say, look, kid, I ain't asking for your help. So you don't need to ask. Besides, someone I know is wrapped up in this too. So they went this way, but then it's like they disappeared. Rhino's saying it don't make sense. Rhino's never been the smartest on the block. Yeah. Rhino ain't nothing but mammals. So none of this makes sense, but it looks like a dead end. And so, what the hell do we do now? I ain't an ideas guy. He said, well, I'll come up with something, I promise. I just need a little bit more time. So you and me. Damn it, Link. I was like, you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. And let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. I have to go, actually. It's like out past curfew. The Rhino's enjoying that shit. He's like, out past curfew? How old are you, kid? So that's none of your damn business. He's like, alright. And look, kid, maybe we can work together. He said, now that I think about it, I don't know, aren't you a supervillain? Say, hey, I don't got no warrants out right now. And he said, which may or may not have to do with Mayor Wilson Fisk. Okay. He's like, okay, but how do I reach you? You want to give me your cell number? I don't like phones. Meet me here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. I'll do some poking around in the meantime. But see, it's way easier if we just text, because he said, no phones. Just be here tomorrow, kid. You'll be here tomorrow night, kid. If I ain't here, it's because I'm dead. I mean, how many times has Rhino been killed, actually? So Miles goes to Brooklyn Visions Academy. It's supposed to be a school for great education. So how I guess his creative writing class, first period. So how was the journal keeping been going, my young word slingers? Have you found it to be a? And Miles is like, like breaks out in a yawn. It's like, am I really that boring, Mr. Morales? Like, my bad, Mr. Samina. No disrespect. I just say it's just you're not getting enough sleep, Miles. You need to take better care of yourself. I said, yes, sir. Lunch. I think this is Gunk. Gunk knows. It's like, so where were you last night, dude? He said, keep your voice down. I was fighting the Rhino. It's like, the Rhino? Whoa, what a throwback. Dude's got to be ancient, like over 40 classic. So what happened? Long story, gang. But I think we're working together. I think some bad people have done something to Barbara's cousin. I have to find them. Bell rings right after the 5th period. So 5th period is classics. Barbara Rodriguez. Does anyone know where Barbara Rodriguez is? So she had to go home. Miss Wiltshire, some problem with her family. Oh, and he didn't even know because that's supposed to be his girlfriend. So now he's back to his journal. It's me again, journal. So, but I guess you knew that. Anyway, I tried to ditch last period to check on Barbara, but it didn't go so great. Looks like it's all clear now. The web's linked out of here, and who's this guy? Mr. Morales. Shouldn't you be headed to chemistry now? Yes, Mr. Dutcher. Yes, just where I was headed. I didn't become vice principal. Okay, so this guy's the vice principal. Didn't become vice principal of the school by being an idiot, Mr. Morales. You think you're pretty smart, huh? No, sir. Just know I've got my eye on you. That's perfect. So after school, it's like Mr. Dutcher, the new vice principal, has had it in for me since school started. No idea what his problem is, but I've got bigger things to worry about. How about his problem is that you kind of miss class a lot, Miles? So he's going to go check on this girl. Got to get to Barbara's. Ring the doorbell. It's like, Miles, I'm sorry I should have texted you, but he's gone, Miles. Oh God, he's gone. He's like, whoa, slow down. What happened? Eduardo's missing. That's her little cousin. He was coming home from playing at the park and just disappeared off the street. My whole family's out looking, but oh God, Miles, we don't even know if he's alive. He's alive, Barbara, and I'll find him. You'll find him? What are you talking about? I just mean, it's sweet, Miles. I know you want to help, but I just need to be with my family now, okay? Yeah, of course. You need anything, you let me know. Aw, that's so sweet. It's so hard keeping this secret from teachers, from Barbara, from Judge. Back to his journal. Thank God Gank knows. It helps to have a partner in crime. Crime fighting. He's asking where's Judge. He says, studying trigonometry. Hey, aren't you in that same class? You do know you guys have a test on Friday. So I'm facing a lot of tests, man. Wow, that's deep. Did you write that before you came in here? Haha, what are you so smiley about anyway? I know a few times before they were alluding to the fact that Gank, Miles' best friend, might be gay. And he, at one point, was in a relationship with Goldballs from the X-Men. Yes, there is an X-Men named Goldballs. Look it up. So, well, if you must know, I'm pleased with my own sleuthing skills. Did you for real just say sleuthing? You said that when you saw Eduardo, he was wearing a uniform and he suddenly had electrical powers, right? Yeah, in his eyes. It was like his brain wasn't there. So, well, check this out. I've been digging up some black market traffic, even supervillains shop online, it turns out. He said, you're doing this on the school's internet? I was like, hell no. I set up a private network. Anyway, looking at what my sleuthing found, someone on this dark message board arranging delivery of uniforms. Customized kid-sized tactical uniforms. One fireproof, one elastic, one shock resistant. Look at Gank. Is he really, like... Oh, man. That would be kind of embarrassing. And how strong is he to lift the rhino? Gosh damn. Do you have an address? As a matter of fact, due to my sleuthing skills, I was able to turn up. Just text it to me. I've got to go. He said, maybe you should take a disco nap first. You got sleep sometime, dude. So I can't sleep. I got a date with the rhino. Okay, I really hope you didn't write that one ahead of time. 20 minutes later, you made it. So mommy and daddy gave you permission to. He said, look, just don't, okay? You kids today are too damn sensitive. Yes, they are. So I got a lead. It might not be anything, but someone delivered uniforms like the ones the kids were wearing to this address. So Rhino's like, let's kick in the door. That's what Rhino's good for. So he's like, hey, if I go bulldozing through town, the cops are going to hassle me. Do you think you could, And he's swinging and pulling Rhino with him. Gosh damn. So he's like, getting my exercise for this week. The funny guy, must be nice being young, having a normal body. You don't know what it's like. All these characters that have gone through some type of physical change. It's always talking about you don't know what it's like. Well, Rhino doesn't want to go bulldozing through the city and get arrested, so he's asking Miles to carry him. But Rhino's supposed to weigh like a ton, so I was questioning how strong is Miles to like swing and carry Rhino on the other hand. But Rhino's playing the "Woe is me" card. So you don't know what it's like. People thinking they know you because of how you look. It's like I might know more than you, It's like I might know more about that than you think, big man. So did the real Spider-Man let you use his name, or are you like a knockoff? And Miles is saying, I am the real Spider-Man. I mean, a real Spider-Man. The suit, the name, they matter, but it's not about one man. Like, I get it, kid. I played Santa Claus in the mall once. It's like, you were a mall Santa? Yeah, then the Hulk messed it up. So I still got a picture of it at home. Oksana loved that picture. It's like, alright, GPS says that's the spot. Hey, wait a minute. It's like, I know this place. It's like, yeah? It's like, dozen different gangs used this as a safe house way back when. Gotta be old school to know it. Couple guys with guns. Out front means more inside. I'll go scout ahead alone. And he's like, hell you will. So he's telling them, but I have camouflage powers and you, like, and I'm the big dope who stomps around too loud. I get it. It's like, I didn't mean. He's like, just go do your job, kid. You're not back in 5 minutes. I'm coming in. Tombstone. Last night I saw one of the worst things I've seen in my life. They're all here. Yeah, boss, back there lined up nice and neat, tested them and everything. Good, I usually don't do anonymous business, but I'll make an exception for goods like this. Mindless, superpowered twerps who do whatever you say and confuse the 5-0 because they're kids. What's not to like? It's like, yeah, boss, buying these kids was a great idea. Some guys might not have the stomach for it. Makes me glad I work for Tombstone. Now let's get these. He's like, hold up. I'm getting that itch up at my back like when I'm being watched. When did he get a spider sense? So he's unloading. He's like, itchy back? Maybe you just forgot to lotion. Like, Spider-Man. So you clowns are really just going to run up on Spider-Man. You that eager to get your butts kicked? Like, don't y'all watch the news? Miles is about half the strength of Peter Parker, right? Yeah, I would think so because of his strength should be proportionate to his size, even though it's increased due to the spider. Just like they say, an ant can lift 90 or 3 times his own weight. So if Miles can lift 3 times his own weight, I mean he's not Ant-Man, but he has the proportionate strength of a spider. I didn't think it would still be strong enough to lift Rhino. Maybe a car, stop a bus, or something like that. But I always picture Rhino weighing more than a bus. So you're that junior Spider-Man, huh? Name's Tombstone. Last name you're gonna hear. Yeah, they always say that. Like, junior, man, I will knock you out. See, lands a couple of punches on him. Ah, not today, young blood. He snatch his ass up. Oh, he just bop him on the head. He's like, pulling your punches. You should have gone for the kill. Damn, Rhino comes barreling in. Like, 5 minutes is up, kid. Goes, what the? Thanks, big man. Now let's. Hey, watch it. Oh, they don't know how to work together. They falling all over each other. So yeah, I didn't feel like he was the strongest Parker because of his other abilities, but I haven't researched it. He's like, my eyes, watch where you're shooting. I got him. Oh, wrong guy. So he's like, my bad, kid. It's like, this is embarrassing. It's like, all right, let's try something different. You ever watch wrestling? It's like, like, come on, damn. Too slow, right on, you missed. Not exactly. So he fires some webbing. Oh, he bounces off of it. Coming at you off the top rope. Bam! Nice. So you messed up something big here, you little insert curse word here. I ain't gonna forget it. You too, Rhino, you rat. Both of y'all are dead men. They hit him with the day glow action. They can't see. They blinded him. Flash grenades. Kid, you there? He said, yeah, but where did Tombstone go? How did he? That kid, he must have. Hey, gotta see this. Uh-oh. Like this ain't right. Eduardo's not here. I don't see Oksana's niece either. So what the hell do we do now? It's like, I don't know. Like, we need to get the kids to a safe place. So then we need to find Tombstone and whoever sold him these kids. But we can't go in guns blazing because they probably have other kids. And we've got to try, but I don't know how we're going to pull it off. It's like, well, young man, you're not going to do it alone. Captain America throws his mighty shield. So now we got to team up Rhino, Cap, and Miles Morales.
Next time on Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
All right. So last comic of the night. I was definitely excited to see this one come back. Now, this isn't the Young Justice series that's on DC's subscription service. This is actually more aligned with the Young Justice comic book that was started back in the day by Todd Noack, I think his name was. And it's when Robin, Superboy, and Impulse got together. Hey, Serenity. What's up, Lizzie? Mr. Stanley is in Alliance. It's in Alliance in WoW that I've seen, but I hear there's one also on the horror side, but I don't see it. Oh, okay. So Lizzie was saying, I know I mentioned earlier that Stan Lee had a type of dedication in WoW. And Lizzie was saying that he's in Alliance in WoW. And she dropped looks like a Facebook link. So I'm going to have to check that out later. Can you also add sound effects? I wish I could. Somebody, Link recommended that actually. Was saying how we should add some sound effects. It's time for Night Night. Pop. Give me a kiss.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, Tank. Night Night. So, lastly, tonight is B&B's Young Justice. It's supposed to be one of the launching titles for the new Wonder Comics. I think this is, I want to say it's DC's all ages approach. Well, it can't because it's a rated T for teens. But it's DC's new line, almost like Vertigo and Wildstorm. It's still a work in progress, but it's good stuff. You figure out what works for you. Yeah, I figure I'd maybe do some digital, some like reading like this, the ones that don't come with a digital. But this one came with a couple of variant covers. I have another variant cover. I couldn't find a regular cover. I couldn't find a regular cover, so I had to buy the variant cover, and I also picked this one up. This one is like the you can take it to conventions and get artists to like draw on the cover on the front of it for you. The artist of the series is Patrick Gleason, who's a very decent artist. I really enjoy his stuff. And the variant cover features Gem, or from Gem World. Amethyst was her name, from Gem World. So I thought that was pretty cool too. Little obscure characters. And that's pretty much what Bendis is known for, is popularizing obscure characters. He can really take almost any character and craft an intriguing story with him. So with him picking up Young Justice, I was super excited about that. But I couldn't find a regular cover. Big deal. It's all across, seemed to be sold out all throughout Jacksonville. I'm about to check a couple more shops this weekend so I get a regular cover. Which seems to be this one. Who do we have? We have Amethyst, Superboy, Wonder Girl. That is Robin Impulse. I don't recognize who that is, so she must be new, and she must be new. But I do recognize that gauntlet that she's using is a Green Lantern gauntlet that Hal Jordan stole from the vault of weapons on Oa when he went undercover. Pardon me, my geek flag is showing. So it's a strange little world here. Somebody's walking through. Kind of looks like Monster Hunter. So it's like, my Lord Father, after years of study, I believe I may have figured out what has happened to us. You remember a place called Earth, my birthplace? It's like, there is a map, sir. A map that we cannot draw, a map that we simply cannot see. This map, it connects us to Earth. It's how I came to be here. Have you ever heard tell of an Earth crisis? Have we not? There's been so many crises in the DC universe. I mean, who hasn't heard of a crisis? Infinite Crisis, Crisis on Two Earths, Identity Crisis. Like every time, always like, it is what they call it when an unnatural event changes the Earth against its natural evolution. And this really got to me. They say the Earth has survived 7 of these crises. Every time a crisis happens to the Earth, everything the Earth touches, it seems, is affected. 7 times this has happened, and we unknowingly, this entire time, have been punished alongside Earth. The houses of Gem World are at their wits' end. Lord Opal, of the once flourishing Gem World courts, please hear me. Also, this is Gem World that he's on. It's like Earth, the final frontier. Oh, so this guy is trying to get his attention. This must be Lord Opal. Like, woo, whoop, whoop. I need some sound effects, I do. It's like Metropolis. This must be Superboy's introduction. It's like, well, shit. It's like, okay. Is he driving out of control? The hell? It's like, hey, sorry. It's like, afternoon. It's like, officer. So you know why I pulled you over? Oh, so he's being pulled over. He or she is being pulled over. Officer's asking, you know why I pulled you over? And she goes to say hi. And officer says, you have a busted tail light. Yeah, sorry. Is this vehicle safe for travel? I just rode it all the way here from Dripping Springs, Texas. So I guess, yeah. You have a gun in the car? And she's like, my daddy gave it to me. So, Could I have you step out of the car, ma'am? It's like, for a tail light? It's like, please step outside the vehicle, ma'am. Keep your hands in plain sight. It's like, okay, I get it. It's like, I have to tell you, this is my first time in a big city. You did not disappoint. Name's Jenny Hex. It's like license and registration. So, no time finding out who that was. Jenny Hex. If you're familiar with DC Comics lore, it seems she may be either a daughter, somehow related to Jonah Hex. Like, see, where I come from, if you don't have a shotgun it's like, what you got back here? And she says, just everything I own, moving to the big city, looking for a change of scenery. Can I see what's underneath the tarp? It's like, have I done something wrong, officer? I really need to see what you have under there. So she goes, listen, what if I told you I'm not entirely sure what I have under there? And I've come all the way here to the home of Superman to see if there's somebody here who can help me. So he goes, help you what? She goes, whoa, what's going on? Hands on your head. Hands on my... Do I need a lawyer? And then here we go. Look up in the sky. What is that now? It's like, did you... Whoa. So some gems come through. She's telling him to get down. So, yeah, that's right. Hero in the making. Save his life no matter how he treats you. Telling him to run. And they're like, somebody's asking, run where? So, Jenny Hex is in the middle of it. Oh, wow. Who are these guys? So main baddie here was like, yep, this is Earth. That smell, you can only find it on Earth. She's asking, really? So, hey, up here, bring me to the one you call Superman. The 12 kingdoms of Gem World would have word with your champion. Please step on my line. Please don't step on my line. The 12 kingdoms of Gem World. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I missing any? It's a nice splash. I see 7, but he's saying 12. Everybody get that didn't work too well. Superman. Yell for Superman. He'll hear it, not every time. So she's cranking shots off. Pow. Didn't do a lick of good. This must be Robin. Kick to the face, taser to the neck. Having a weird day. Is everyone okay? It's like, you're Robin. Well, one of them. It's like, is this one Superman? It's like, whoops. It's like, everyone down. You better haul ass yourself there. She's fine. She's just firing shots off. It's like, oh, come on. I'll call the insurance guy again. You said these Earthers would scamper and scurry. It's like, hi, any chance you know what this is? Honestly, I just rolled up into town. It's like, hey, me too. It's like, whoa, watch out. I thought I read you were a Gotham City type. So 4 minutes ago, he's like, hey, sorry. He's on his bike, like Tim Drake. Alright, so apparently this may not be in continuity, because right now Tim Drake is supposed to be going by Red Robin. Cassie Sandsmark, Wonder Girl, Tim Drake. So what are you doing in Metropolis? Working, going to school in the fall? You have a job? So we can't all hit the Wayne Foundation Life Lottery. So I'll take that sass from just about anyone else in my life. But not Zeus's granddaughter. Said no allowance in it. Zeus, what a cheap ass. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, apparently Drake is a pimp. It's like, how you ended up in Metropolis? Where have you been? So, Wonder Girl's like, I've been feeling, it's hard to describe. Like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. but I'm not sure what I am supposed to be doing. It's hard to. It's like, okay, sure, but what brought you here? A lot of people say living under Superman's watch can be more, I don't know, relaxing, less stress. And then smash and explosion. It seemed no stressful, not stressful at all. So he goes, whoa, trouble, let's go. So she's telling him, you go. And he's saying we can do the brave and the bold. And she's saying I can't right now. So what's going on with Wonder Girl? So he's like, she's saying I can't right now, but he's like, okay. And she just lets him go off by herself. I'm Topaz of the You Will Bow Down. I am Amethyst. Opal told us you can't see. So he's issuing out ass whoopings as they're trying to introduce themselves. It doesn't seem like these guys really want to fight. I'm Topaz of the... And he cranks someone. Will you bow down? And he tasers him. I am Amethyst. Cranks him and drops an elbow on him. Opal told us you'd hit him with the 5-finger exploding heart technique right here. And he's like, can't see. Foot to the ribs. Knee in. Disarms him. Kick to the back of the leg and takes him down. So she's like, shit, this is Maggie Sawyer of Metropolis Special Crimes. We need a full city evac immediately. I am not even joking. This is a major catastrophe right in the middle of Schuster Circle. So, I guess these are cops that are firing on them. Projectile weapons, just like Opal said. That is funny to see in person. Ceasefire. This is the Earth law come to tell us how we've offended. Fascist and savage. What a combination. I swear I said the same thing the other day. Maybe I heard it from you. So they're saying how useless the weapons are. Your world is a lie. Well, aren't you a judgmental pain in the tuchus? What the? I ran you a little farther away from the action, but better safe than sorry. That stuff was crazy. You guys know what that was? No. Okay, no time to talk. I know what that was. That was Impulse. So Impulse got him out of trouble. He ran him away from the action. There he is. Call somebody, anyone. Superman, the Justice League. Call Harry Potter. Who are you? Impulse. Who? Kid Flash. Then say that then. And then he's back off. He's like, hey, hi. Any chance you have the 411 in this crazy pants? So he's running so fast that they can't even see who's talking. Crazy day even for me. 1 minute I'm running to Canada to join Alpha. Oh man. Is it weird that I find it all so damn pretty? I mean, your random senseless alien attacks on the planet Earth. And where is Superman? I know the guy can't be everywhere at all times, but you think he'd be here. He's gonna be bummed he missed it. So he's saving people. Cats, dogs. Who am I talking to exactly? You're not talking to me. Can you guys hear me? So there's Jenny Hex, there's Robin taking on the baddies, and Impulse is clearing the crowd. Heroes in Crisis. So you see, these Earthers have no idea who we even are or what they have done to us. Like, see hubris, and where is Superman? Say, ain't this the damnedest thing? So Robin's like, which part? Is like, all of it. Say, hey, is that a real gun? And Wonder Girl is still... The hell is she doing? It's like she's afraid. He's like, is that a real gun? She's like, a real gun. He's like, with real bullets? He's like, well, yeah. So you got anything less lethal? You gotta be kidding me. I said, boy, bring me your real champion. See that? I feel that's a trick. Okay, so apparently she doesn't want to use her power for some reason. I guess we're about to find out why. Uh-oh. What? You asked for it. Wonder Girl is back. But what was she holding on for? It's like, Robin, what is this? So, you know, I haven't asked yet. You just like to hit things. Well, they want to talk to Superman. I know that. So, but I think, hey, you okay? I'll freak out later. We'll talk about it. Where is Superman? Superman, you guys aren't even in his... oh, he smacked the piss out of her. She went airborne, and she gets caught by what she thinks is Green Lantern. Well, kinda, sorta. I'm Teen Lantern. Aw, that's so cute. I'm new. This is nuts. Hi. Hi. So, one of the complaints about the Green Lantern that I've heard countless times is that it was, at one point, the most powerful weapon in the universe, and the only person that was allowed to have it was the Core. But then they split it into 7 other rings and 7 other cores. Now everybody has one. And this is just proving that point. And I don't think she really has a Green Lantern ring. It might be something else that she's using. Teen Lantern. She yanks the back. Jenny Quick yanks the back off of the tarp off the back of the truck. It's like, it's happening. He's like, Bart. It's like, it's happening. What's happening? She's opening up she's has that trunk that she's in. She's opened that up. Bart, happening. What's happening? Ignore him. It's so totally happening. So she got this little ray gun, looks straight out of the 60s. Bart, we talked about this. I know, I'm impulsive. It's my thing. So Robin is saying, Bart, we talked about this. Impulse is saying, I know, I'm impulsive. This is my thing. Teen Lanterns, this is my first time doing this. What are you talking about, please? And Wonder Girl, I'm with clearly artificially modulated voice Green Lantern person. What's happening? And Jenny, it's like we're being invaded. No, us, we, duh. Bart's probably talking about the formation of the team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was somebody missing. Yeah. Amethyst. Young Justice is back, baby. Yeah, I knew that's what he was talking about. Wait, was it 6? There's more than one. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 2. Amethyst and who else? Superboy. Duh. And here's some more issues or some more comics out of this Wonder Comics. This line that DC is doing. Young Justice, Naomi Wonder Twins, Dow H for Hero. I've been thinking about picking up Wonder Twins, but Mark Russell, Stephen Byrne. I don't know. I'm about to look some more into it. It's like, Well, on behalf of the Court of Opal, we have made our statement. Are we retreating? You can tell your Superman we accept his forfeit of this battle. Oh, we are retreating. This is embarrassing. Like, no, we have what we came here for. Like, Young Justice assemble. It's like, what? Young Justice united. It's like, again, my friend gets excited as what Robin is saying about Bart. And one of the girls like, yeah, I didn't officially agree to anything. Like, does this include me? I'll get a better name. Is what the tech lantern is saying, or teen lantern is saying. So Robin says, you're crazy. This is exactly how things like this happen. A need is met, not without Connor. Now you're talking. And are they getting sucked into another dimension? Is that lightning? Crash kaboom, crash kaboom. It's faded out. And they wake up in Gym World. Ow. He's like, can I help you? It's like, that's one question. I have quite a few more. Like, what are you doing in the House of Amethyst? There she is. Amethyst of Gym World. Yeah, it looks like they all got transported to Gym World. So, uh-oh, unless Horton's about to hear a who, I have no idea where I am. It's Bart. It's like you. Superboy. Ha ha ha, Bart. What are you doing here? Connor, Superboy. That's a very good question. And I promise I'll answer it as soon as you tell me how. How did you grow a beard? So Wonder Girl Secret is next, yeah. Yeah, the original Young Justice started with Tim, Connor, and Bart. So it looks like they got them all back together. And I read that series to its end, and once I heard they were bringing it back, of course, I had to grab this one. This one and Batman's Outsiders. Now, this Young Justice, now on the DC streaming service, is pretty damn awesome itself. So that was Young Justice. Nice little take. Got everybody back together. I'm glad. So if you guys like anything or want to see anything, let me know. I kind of pick up a pretty eclectic range of comics. But that's it for tonight. Thanks everybody for stopping by. We'll be reading some more next week. And be sure to get out to your local comic shop. Grab some books. Read some. Read. Read is hard. Other than that, I will catch everybody later. Deuces.